Okay. You're on the struggle bus. You're trying to determine what can you do online to make extra money. You're 55 and you're a Christian woman. You're burnt out on what you're doing. You're thinking, I don't know that I've got enough money saved up to get me to 65 so I can draw my Social Security. And you're looking and you're thinking, golly, I've got 10 years to go before I can retire. Or maybe you're like me. I worked in the public education system for 24 years, and we had a plan that was different than Social Security. We paid into a plan, and when our age and our number of years reached a certain number, like my number was 80, I could retire and get an annuity right away. So when I was 57, I had 24 years in, and when you add 57 and the 24, you come up to 81. So I was eligible for retirement, and I took it because I was burned out, I was overworked and underpaid. And I was thinking, well, I know I'm going to have to supplement my income a little bit until I can reach my Social Security age, but I don't have to do that right now. I've got enough money in my savings. I can wait a little bit. Well, life changes happened, and next thing I know, I'm having to use half of my savings to pay for my family home that I inherited. And then I'm thinking, okay, now I've got to do something now. I can't wait till that other half runs out, because it's going to run out before I get to 65 or 67 when I can get my Social Security. So maybe you're thinking, I want to retire. I don't want to work 10 more years. If there was a way that I could supplement right now and put some money in, just like I want to put money back into my savings, if I could find that way, then I can retire. There's a possibility I can retire now if I could just figure it out. Well, I've done the work for you, because I had to figure it out now. I wasn't working anymore, and I had this income coming in, but it wasn't enough. The cost of living went up so high that I had to dip into my savings to make ends meet. And I'm like, that is not going to last me until I'm 65. I'm 58 right now. So I went online, and I've done the work for us. I found the way that they're making that income online, and it's through digital marketing. And I know it's confusing out there because I spent time. I'm a person that I'm ready to make that money, and I know the way to do it is online. That's the way to make a substantial income. It's a way to, there's ways to make a substantial income and not work the 9 to 5 anymore. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5. I had left the 9 to 5. And after you retire, you can't go back to a 9 to 5 job and make what you were making. Say you're making $80,000 a year, 90,000 or 100. You're not going to make that after you retire if you have to go back. You're going to get a basic pay to answer phones or something like that, because they're going to hire somebody behind you that makes less money, because you've already put those 24 years in and you've worked your way into a substantial pay. Well, I knew that in order for me to get a substantial pay, I'm smart enough. I have a college degree. I've put 24 years in. Like I said, I was an HR department head in the public education system, and I put that time in. So I was like, okay, I'm smart enough to know that it's time to get out there on the internet and figure out how all these people are making this money. Weed out the scams, weed out all of that, and find what really works. So I did my due diligence, I did my research, and I found that they're doing digital marketing online. Okay? They're doing digital marketing to make that extra income. And I knew at my age, when I haven't used social media, I didn't use Facebook when it came out. I never did do Twitter. I know it's now X. I hadn't done TikTok. All I heard that TikTok was a bunch of, young people dancing and doing different things, and people were, watching that. Instagram, I didn't post on Instagram. I didn't have anything like that. So I was like, at 58, I knew that I had to learn what is digital marketing and how do I do it so that I can make that second income. Okay. So that's what I did. I said, okay, I've got to learn digital marketing if that's what they're doing. And I've already been through college. So I've got to take a course or something. So I went online and I started researching and said, okay, I need to learn digital marketing. I need a training course. How am I going to learn digital marketing? And when I started typing in digital marketing, there were YouTube videos that popped up. And I found a YouTube video of a woman that was my age. She actually, at the time that I found her, she was 55 and I was 57. And she was still working. She was doing a 9-to-5 job. But she said she found this way to make some additional money because she didn't have anything saved up for retirement. Well, at least I had that saved up, and I had my, and she lived in Canada. So she didn't have a retirement plan like, we do here in the States and Social Security. But I also had a 401k that I could get into later. So I had all that figured out, but I can't get into it right now. So I was like, okay, well, I've got to do something now because I'm going to run out of my savings until I can get to that second point. And when she said that she was trying to earn extra money while she was working her 9-to-5 so that she would have financial freedom and possibly the potential of being able to leave her current job at 55 and do what she was doing online to make her regular income. So I thought, okay, well, and she said, I've got this training that is teaching me digital marketing. And she said, it's a proven method because she said there's a community of people that are doing it and they're making extra money. So that is what she said. So I started doing it because they said I could do it in as little as 2 hours a day. So here she was doing her 9-to-5 job, but she said she got into this training because all she had to add was another 2 hours to her day. So basically she was going to work 10-hour days, but she figured it was worth it if she could get to that financial freedom or get to that salary that outpaid her what she was making at the time at her 9-to-5. And it happened. She started doing it and she was able to leave her job at the age of 56. So she was a year into it and she was able to leave her job and do this 2-hour workday plan of digital marketing and make her income that she was making plus. So when she said that, I was like, well, that's what I need. I need to make a substantial income. So tell me how you're doing it. And so she said, if you want to know more about what I'm doing, tell me blueprint in the comments and I'll get you the free blueprint. So I was like, I put blueprint in the comments, and I had never been on YouTube, so I didn't even really know what that meant to put blueprint in the comments, but I was able to figure that out. I wrote in blueprint in the comments, and she sent me information, and it said, put my email address in there. I thought, well, okay, I'm going to put my email address in there. I mean, it's just an email address. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting your email address in. They're not going to steal my identity or my money or anything like that through my email. So I put my email address in there and she sent me this blueprint. And when she did, and I saw this blueprint and I started reading what it was about and what I could learn, and how many different ways I could make money on the internet, I was in. It didn't take a rocket scientist or anything or hesitation other than I prayed to the good Lord and I said, hey, I found this training. I believe it's the right one. Can you make sure that it is, or will you tell me that it's the right one? Because there's multiple out there, so there was more people than just her, but I believe that it was the right one for me, because basically it said beginner friendly. Okay, and I knew that was the selling point for me, that it was beginner friendly, because I didn't know anything about social media, and she was saying how you have to use social media. And so I was like, well, I'm a beginner, so this is the one for me. And the Lord said, cast your net. That is what came to me when I prayed. Cast your net. Okay. And if you're a prayerful person, you're a Christian person, you know exactly what cast your net means. You know that whenever he told Simon Peter to go back out on the boat, and the other disciples were in the boat and hadn't caught anything all day, they were tired, they came in. Jesus said, go out there one more time, cast your net on the other side of the boat. Peter had faith and believed in him and went out there, cast his net with the other disciples out there. And they went and they caught so many fish they could barely pull them up before the nets were breaking. So when the good Lord said, cast your net, I did not second guess him. I didn't say, are you sure? When I pray and he gives me the answer, I say, okay. That is what it's all about. You cannot second guess if you're praying. If you're going to second guess and you're going to wonder if that's the answer and you're going to hem-haw around, then you're not ready. You're not ready. And I want ladies, Christian ladies, that are ready to make a second income and to believe that Jesus has a plan for them. And I know he has a plan for me. And that's why I believe in this program, and it's been proven. And I looked it up, the Better Business Bureau, everything. And this plan is a proven method. There's too many people out there that are making money through digital marketing. And you might say, well, Jenifer, when you say too many people, I don't mean it that way. There's people out there making money. There's 5+ billion people getting on the internet every day. Okay. And not everybody is doing digital marketing. Okay. But there's people out there that are, looking for ways to get educated, and not just about digital marketing, even education. I mean, you've got universities that do their training online, so you can do it at your own pace and be in your home and do it around your family. If you're trying to go back and get a college degree, you can do that online. If you want to learn how to do other things, you can get online and learn those, and you have to pay a fee. Okay. Nothing is free in this world if it's a legitimate way to do something. You got to worry about scams when they say, I'm going to give you this way, and then you're not going to get something for nothing, something that's real and proven for nothing. Okay. So I invested in myself because I was worth it to learn this way to make this extra money. So I invested in myself and invested in the training. And you're going, well, Jenifer, if I'm struggling to make ends meet and everything, then how am I supposed to come up with this money? Well, you'll figure it out. I just used my savings. I was like, what if I'm going to learn it and get money to come back in, I'm going to have to invest in myself because I'm worth it and I need to make this money. And it can't be, I want something real. I want something that works, and I want a step-by-step program that will show me, and I want people to support me. And that's another thing. You're going to be supported. Okay. You've got support, live support. I mean, the people in the community that you get in whenever you purchase the training, The community, all of the people in this community help each other. And we talk to each other, and we have live meetings every week. And we work through if we're struggling, if we have a question, all of that. You get to talk to live people, and you make all kinds of friends. So you're not by yourself. You're not alone in the process of learning. Okay? And I thank you that you're coming in here. If you're in and you want to chat and you want to ask me a question, just put your question in the chat and I'll get to you in the chat. And thank you for watching this. Okay. So anyway, you've got to invest in yourself. Okay. So investing in yourself is investing in the training. Now I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty right now of what you're doing. Okay. Because I want you to know that you don't get something for nothing. Okay. If you want a legitimate way and you're ready to start making money online and you want a legitimate way to make that money, and then you're going to get this system that is automated, meaning that once you purchase the training and everything, we set through the training, we learn how to set up our website. They basically do it for you. You just got the modules. You've got these modules, which are videos. They're step-by-step little videos that you watch and you do exactly what they say. And you can set up your video. Set up your web pages. They show you how to go to GoDaddy and get your domain set up. And everything is step by step, module by module, with the exact screen and everything that you need on your laptop or your computer or your iPad. So or your phone, you can do it off your phone and Wi-Fi. As long as you've got those two things, you can do it. I had a laptop, so I'm glad because it had a bigger screen on it. But if you work on your iPhone or your iPad and that's big enough for you, that's all you need. And you can set up your own business through this training. And once you purchase the training, you own your own business. Okay? You own your own business. And as things evolve and the things change, you've got it forever. You're always updated on everything that's changing, everything that's new. You have it forever. Just like when you go to college and you buy a college book, if you can't trade it back in, and nowadays, now that shows you how old I was. I had books, and we could buy used books, and we could trade them back in at the end of the semester. So if you understand that, and you understand because maybe you have children and you paid for their way through college and they had to go to college 4 or 5 years to get their degree, and then they started making money. Well, with this training, you purchase the training, and as you're implementing it, you can start making money as soon as you start implementing it. And how you do that is by selling the training. Okay. So there are different levels of the training. You've got $100 level. Okay. You've got a $300 level. You've got a $600 level. You have a $900 level. And a $1,400 is the top level. Okay. So just think of it this way. You can go from $100 level to the $1,400 level. But when you start, if you're going, well, golly, the $1,400, the difference is in the $1,400 is you're going to get every income stream possible that you can make money from. So that's what I went for. I was like, well, I want all of them because you can do more than one at a time. So if I want to make $80,000, $100,000 a year, I'm going to go for the gusto, and I'm going to invest $1,400. And if you do that, you can pay it off. You can put it on a credit card and you can pay it off. But if you say, well, that's just a little too steep, put the $900 level, and then once you make your $900 back, you can move up to the 14, and all you got to do is pay that $500 difference. Okay. But how we're making money to start is we're selling the trainings. Okay. So we're selling the training program when we first get started. And so if you get one customer and you've purchased the $1,400, you get one customer that pays you $1,400, you get 100% of that. So you got one customer, you've already made your money back. Okay. So one customer says, hey, I want to know what Jenifer's doing out there. She's doing this content and she's in digital marketing and she's learning how to make extra income on the internet. And Jenifer says how she started was selling the training. Okay. And they go, well, geez, I want to do that too. And say that you've got a Facebook group already because you've been on Facebook for the past 5-6 years and you've already got people out there. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to direct message anybody. So if you've been out there and you've done multi-level marketing, network marketing, and all of that, and you only get a tiny percentage of that. This program, you get 100% of the profit of what you sell. Okay. So when you sell that training for a $1,400 training level, then you get $1,400. And if that's what you spent, then you've made your money back with one customer. Okay. But if they buy a $900 one, you still get that $900. So you've almost broke even. You just need another $600 sale or a $900 sale, and then you're already past what you paid for the training. And it's yours forever. The business is yours. You're out there and you're making money. Okay. And you're going, okay, now tell me more, Jenifer. And I'm like, okay. So say that you make that $1,400 and then you made that one sale. So now you're even. So you sold I don't want to do that, but you sold one, okay? And they bought at $1,400, okay? So now you've broke even. You're even right now because you spent $1,400. Well, think of it this way. Okay, so now you're out there, you're putting information out there on the Facebook, whatever your platform is you choose. I'm choosing YouTube, okay? But you can choose any platform out there. Whatever you're used to, if you've already got one, through the training, you're gonna learn how to put the content out there for the to sell the training. Okay. So you've made your $1,400 back and you're even. And you're just a week into starting to put content out there. And then another person comes in and goes, man, and they buy a training. Okay. So say that you've got 3 customers now, that three new ones. Okay. 3 new customers, and they spend the $1,400. Okay. So you've made another $4,200. $4,200. So you can make $4,200 in a day, in a month, however long it takes you to get those 3 customers. Okay. Is that going to help you put that money back into your savings or get closer to being able to leave the job that you're probably making only, say, $300 or $400 a day? Well, just think, you can make $900 a day if you got one customer that day, or you can make $1,400 in a day when you get one customer a day. Say that you got 2 customers in a day. You made $2,800 in a day. That's how quick you can start putting your money back or saving that money so that you can retire. But then while you're doing that, you're learning these other ways to make this income. Okay. There's other ways to make income. Okay. Like, say for instance, you get out there and if you're a person that you go to Instagram and you see these reels out there on Instagram and they're showing you how to make a bread using 4 ingredients. Okay. And they put that bread together and you see that reel and you're going, oh, I want that recipe. And they say, follow me to get the recipe. So you follow them, you get the recipe. They're making money off of making that, putting that reel out there. The more people they get to follow them, the more Instagram will pay them, because Instagram is going to be advertising on there. Just like on YouTube. Like if you go watch a YouTube video and it's a long, what they call a long form video. Well, that long form video is like 8 to 10 to 15 to 30. It could be an hour, whatever, however long it is, they're putting those ads, they're putting those ads in there. So YouTube is making money. Then YouTube's paying you after you get a certain number of followers. Like if once you get like a certain number of subscribers, then YouTube's going, well, people are watching Jenifer's videos and everything. Now we're gonna pay Jenifer because people are following her and they're watching these ads. Even if you watch just a little bit of the ad and skip it, they're getting paid from those ads, and so they're gonna pay you for getting customers to come watch your video and watch those ads. It's just like when you're watching them on TV. But now everybody's on the internet all the time instead of on the TV. So then it's called monetizing. So the more content you put out there and the more people are watching your content, the more YouTube is going to go, okay, we want to keep Jenifer happy out there because she's putting this content and people are watching it. Then we're going to pay her. So then you start earning off of YouTube. Okay. You can earn off of Instagram. And then say that you want to use your passion, and say that your passion is gardening and you're great at doing house plants and container gardens outside. And you want to show people how to do that. And you get out there and you start making some how-to videos to start a container garden or start a house plant garden or a hydroponic garden in the house so that you have vegetables, all, your herbs and everything all year round, whatever it is. And you're using a certain system and a certain potting soil and fertilizer and all of that. And you're showing them how to, and you're using this, and then they go, hey, I can't really see the name of that fertilizer you're using. Can you tell me what that is? And you say, oh, it's such and such. Well, you can look up those companies that have that fertilizer, say, for instance, Miracle Grow, and you can see if they have what they call an affiliate program. And if they do, and most of them are starting to have them now because people are putting things out there like that. Well, then Miracle Grow, you can set up an affiliate with them. And when people leave your video or go through your reel or whatever to purchase that potting soil for their plants, then you get a commission off of that potting soil. So that's another way to make an income. Okay. So there's more than that. The sky is the limit on what you can do. You're just out there educating people. You're not having to call people and say, hey, buy my product. You're putting content out there. And content is videos or reels. And some of them are little tiny things. They're like 30 seconds, So you have to be, in order to make this business work, you have to be coachable. Okay. I've got a fan going and now it doesn't want to, my thing doesn't want to work. Coachable. Okay. So you have to be coachable. You have to be willing to learn new skills. You have to be willing to be consistent at putting that your content out there that you're making. So you're making content. All right. And you got to be consistent at putting it out there. So that means like every other day at first, you're putting content. If it's these little snippets, like what they call shorts, then you need to put a short out every day. But if you're doing long form, like I am on YouTube, then I can get I can do like 3 long forms. I do them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll put a long, and then I do my shorts. Usually I'll put those out there on Saturday. And those shorts lead back to the long to get you to watch them, because some people, they just want to keep scrolling by. But to get to the nuts and the bolts of what I'm doing and how you can earn that money, you've got to watch it longer than 5 seconds. And we, at our age, in our 50s, we know that we've got to watch, because we want to know how in the world is that happening, and we want to understand it. That's why I'm going through, and this is the nitty gritty of how to do it. Okay. I'm straight to the point. I'm honest with you. If you don't want to put videos out there and reels out there all the time and talk to people and all, then this is not the business for you. But if you want to make substantial money and you want to and you don't mind talking, you can do faceless. Now, don't get me wrong. And you've probably seen those where you don't really see their face, but you see words and everything coming over the screen and music and stuff like that, and you're having to read it all. You can do that, because some people that are doing, this, and they have another profession, like if they're in the medical field, they can't show their face out there. So they're doing it, trying to, get enough money in so they can maybe stop working these 24-hour shifts for 3 days in a row and all of that. So they're trying to build up their income to be able to leave that and just do this. Because once you start implementing it and you learn it and you get it down and you can do it, and it doesn't take that long. So that's how you get to that 2-hour workday. So you can get to a 2-hour workday. And if you're like me, I'm retired and I did want to go back to the 9 to 5. I've learned it already. All I have to do is 2 hours a day. And that's basically what I did today. And this live that I'm doing, it's 31 minutes in. Thank you so much for watching. And I wish you would chat with me, but if you don't want to chat, that's fine. You can, and if you see it and you like it, send it to somebody out there, because the more people that see it, the better. But you can get to a 2-hour workday. So I was able to, this morning, do a couple of posts. Then I went to church. I like to go to church during the week now that I'm retired. Came back home. Now I'm doing a live. And once I've finished my live, I'm done for the day. And I didn't work all in between. So that's the beauty of the internet. And once it's out there, it's called evergreen on YouTube. So it's out there all the time. So somebody could come on at 3 a.m. and go, oh, well, Jenifer put another video out there. I'm going to go check it out. And they can look at it at 3 a.m. and I'm sleeping. And then they can comment. So if you want to know how I am doing this and you want to make extra money on the internet, all you have to do, because you have to learn it. You have to learn it, and you're going to have to pay to learn. But if you want to know more about what I'm doing and you want to learn what I'm doing, I will send you a free blueprint if you say learn in the comments. It's a free blueprint, and it tells you exactly what I'm doing in and it'll tell you the different levels of how, like I told you, the $100, the $300, $600, $900, and $1,400 level. And it'll tell you all about that and what each one of them offers. Okay. And then you'll also see testimonials from people that have been making money on the internet and have quit their jobs. And this is all they're doing for 2 hours a day. And you can do it from anywhere that there's Wi-Fi and you've got your phone or your laptop or your iPad, whatever. You can take that with you on the road and you can go on vacation and still do this for 2 hours and then be done the rest of the day. And you can have financial freedom. And if you're out there on the internet and you're looking for a way to make a legitimate money and learn how to do it, it's digital marketing. And I'm here to help you. My name is Jenifer. I've mentioned it a couple of times. My name is Jenifer, and I'm learning and earning. And I am going to be successful out there making this additional income. And you can too. You're not too old and you're not too late. But you can't, if you're like me, then you won't hesitate because you know you've got to learn it. And you know, because you're a leader. I'm a leader. You're a leader. And if you want to get out of the rat race, the 9-to-5 rat race, and you want to have a flexible schedule and be able to do whatever else you want to do, and then get to the financial freedom of taking your family on vacations and all of that, then this is the way to do it. But you got to learn it first to be able to implement it. So I'm here, put learn in the comments, or you can click on the description below this video, and it's my link is www.casturnet.com. It's casturnet.com. That's what the Lord told me, cast your net. I abbreviated it to www.casturnet.com. If you put that into the web browser, it's going to take you to the 2-hour workday blueprint. Or you can say learn in the comments and I'll send it to you. Thank you and have a great evening. And God bless.